Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayat Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमो पङ्कजनाभाय नमो पङ्कजमालिने नमो पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाम्री. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, verses 20 to 32, the meeting of Nanda Maharaja and Vasudeva. Text 20. When Vasudeva heard that Nanda Maharaja is very dear friend and brother and had come to Mathura and already paid the taxes to Kamsa, he went to Nanda Maharaja's residence. Text 21. When Nanda Maharaja heard that Vasudeva had come, he was overwhelmed with love and affection, being as pleased as if his body had regained its life. Seeing Vasudeva suddenly present, he got up and embraced him with both arms. Text 22. O Maharaj Parikshit, having thus been received and welcomed by Nanda Maharaja with honor, Vasudeva sat down very peacefully and inquired about his own two sons because of intense love for them. Text 23. My dear brother, Nanda Maharaja, at at an advanced age, you had no sons at all and were hopeless of having one. Therefore, that you now have a son is a sign of great fortune. Text 24. It is also by good fortune that I am seeing you. Having obtained this opportunity, I feel as if I have taken birth again. Even though one is present in this world to meet with intimate friends and dear relatives in this material world is extremely difficult. Text 25. Many planks and sticks, unable to stay together, are carried away by the force of the river waves. Similarly, although we are intimately related with friends and family members, we are unable to stay together because of our varied past deeds and the waves of time. Text 26. My dear friend Nanda Maharaja, in the place where you are living with your friends is the forest favorable for animals, the cows. I hope there is no diseases or inconvenience. The place must be full of water, grass, and other plants. Text 27. My son Baladeva, being raised by you and your wife Yashoda Devi, consider you his father and mother. Is he living very peacefully in your home with his real mother Rohini? Text 28. When one's friends and relatives are properly situated, one's religious, economic development, and sense gratification, as described in the Vedic literature, are beneficial. Otherwise, if one's friends and relatives are in distress, these three cannot offer any happiness. Text 29. Nanda Maharaja said, Alas, King Kamsa kills so many of your children, born of Devaki, and your one daughter and youngest child of all entered the heavenly planets. Text 30. Every man is certainly controlled by destiny, which determines the results of one's fruitive activities. In other words, one has a son or daughter because of unseen destiny, and when the son or daughter is no longer present, this also is due to unseen destiny. Destiny is the ultimate controller of everyone. One who knows this is never bewildered. Text 31. Vasudeva said to Nanda Maharaja, Now, my dear brother, since you have paid the annual taxes to Kamsa and have also seen me, do not stay in this place for many days. It is better to return to Gokula, since I know that there may be some disturbances there. Text 32. Sukadeva Goswami said, after Vasudeva advised Nanda Maharaja in this way, Nanda Maharaja and his associates, the cowherd men, took permission from Vasudeva, yoked their bulls and bullock carts, and started riding to Gokula. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, the meeting of Nanda Maharaja and Vasudeva. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So I'll quickly begin. I'll quickly begin with prayers. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. I'm very grateful to all the assembled Vaishnavas who have come so that we can all study Srimad Bhagavatam together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatiruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing chapter 5 and we are towards the end of the chapter. The chapter title is Meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva Maharaj. So in text 20, we see that Vasudeva Maharaj heard that Nanda Maharaj, his dear friend and brother, had come to Mathura and already paid the taxes to Kamsa. He went to Nanda Maharaj's residence. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that Vasudeva Maharaj and Nanda Maharaj were intimately connected and they lived like brothers. And Srila Prabhupada quotes Sripad Madhvacharya, the history about Vasudeva Maharaj and Nanda Maharaj. Vasudeva Maharaj's father Surasena married a Vaishya girl and from her Nanda Maharaj was born. So Vasudeva Maharaj's and Nanda Maharaj's father was Surasena. Later, Nanda Maharaj himself married a Vaishya girl, Yashoda. Therefore, his family is celebrated as a Vaishya family. Therefore, Krishna identified himself as their son, and so Krishna also was engaged in Vaishya activities, which is cow protection. So, Srila Prabhupada quotes Bhagavad Gita verse, Rishi Goraksha Vanijyam. So, Lord Balaram represents plowing the land for agriculture, which is Rishi, and therefore always carries in his hand a plow, whereas Krishna tends cows and therefore carries a flute in his hand. Thus, the two brothers represent Rishi Raksha and Go Raksha. Srila Prabhupada explains why Rishi Go Raksha Manijyam is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita about the significance of Lord Balaram and Krishna. And I'm going to shift back and forth between Krishna book because Srila Prabhupada also writes some additional points for us to understand. Here, Srila Prabhupada also writes why Vasudeva Maharaj went to meet Nanda Maharaj. When Nanda Maharaj arrived in Mathura, Vasudeva got the news and was eager to congratulate his friend. He immediately went to the place where Nanda Maharaj was staying. My spiritual master, he says that Vasudeva Maharaj, this was this very tiny period where we all heard the story or the pastime before in the previous sessions spoken by other Vaishnavas that Vasudeva Maharaj, when Kamsa became sober after seeing that Vasudeva Maharaj's daughter was not an ordinary personality, she was Shakti personified herself. Um, Momentarily, Kamsa becomes sober. And we all heard that after Kamsa becoming sober, he understands that he had tortured unnecessarily his sister and his sister's husband, Vasudeva Maharaj. And he becomes sober and he releases Vasudeva Maharaj and his wife, Devaki. So, in that short period, by providence, my Guru Maharaj says that Nanda Maharaj arrives to Mathura to pay the taxes. And in that small period, that Vasudeva Maharaj, as soon as he hears Nanda Maharaj has come, he immediately goes to meet Nanda Maharaj. That is the background that Srila Prabhupada gives in the purport. And in text 21, when Nanda Maharaj heard that Vasudeva had come, he was overwhelmed with love and affection, being pleased as if his body had regained its life. Seeing Vasudeva suddenly present, he got up and embraced him with both the arms. Srila Prabhupada writes, Nanda Maharaj was older than Vasudeva Maharaj, therefore Nanda Maharaj embraced him, whereas Vasudeva Maharaj offered him obeisances. Namaskar. This we see time and again throughout the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, that etiquette is given according to one's seniority. We see even Krishna also behaving like this when he is with other his intimate devotees. Krishna also offers obeisances to elders and he embraces equals, and Nakul and Sahadev actually offering obeisances to Krishna. This etiquette is time and again shown in Srimad Bhagavatam for us to contemplate and for us also to practice in our devotional life. In text 22, O Maharaj Parikshit, having thus received and welcomed by Nanda Maharaj with honor, Vasudeva Maharaj sat down very peacefully and inquired about his two sons because of intense love for them. There is no purport here, but Srila Prabhupada writes some interesting points in Krishna book. With great anxiety, Vasudeva Maharaj inquired about them. Both Balaram and Krishna were the sons of Vasudeva Maharaj. Balaram was transferred to the womb of Rohini, Vasudeva's own wife, but Rohini was kept under the protection of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna was personally delivered to Yashoda and exchanged with her daughter. Nanda Maharaj knew that Balaram was a son of Vasudeva, although he did not know that Krishna was also Vasudeva Maharaj's son. But Vasudeva was aware of this fact and he inquired very eagerly about Krishna and Balaram. See, it is mentioned here because of intense love for Krishna and Balaram. That is why Srila Prabhupada is writing that because Nanda Maharaj didn't have the background, but Vasudeva Maharaj, as soon as he heard Nanda Maharaj was in Mathura, out of intense love for Krishna and Balaram, he rushed towards Nanda Maharaj to inquire about them. Nanda Maharaj was not aware of the full background. Although our Acharyas also mention, like Srila Prabhupada is writing, Krishna was personally delivered to Yashoda and exchanged with her daughter. And we also understand from Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas that Krishna was also personally born to Yashoda. Yeah, that background is also given by our acharyas. And in text 23, Vasudeva Maharaj says, my dear brother Nanda Maharaj, at an advanced age, you had no son at all and were hopeless of having one. Therefore, that you now have a son is a sign of great fortune. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that generally at an advanced age, male child is not born. Generally, female child is born. Thus, Vasudeva Maharaj indirectly asked Nanda Maharaj whether he had actually begotten a male child or a female child. Vasudeva knew that Yashoda had given birth to a female child whom he had stolen and replaced with a male child. This is a great mystery, and Vasudeva wanted to determine whether this mystery was already known to Nanda Maharaj. So, Vasudeva Maharaj was trying to understand if Nanda Maharaj already knew what had happened. But on inquiring, however, he was confident that the mystery of Krishna's birth and his being placed in the care of Yashoda Maya was still hidden. There was no danger since Kamsa at least could not learn what had already happened. Because, see, Vasudeva Maharaj, at one side, he was concerned about the safety of Balaram and Krishna, but at the same time, he wanted to make sure that Kamsa doesn't know about all these things. So he was indirectly asking Nanda Maharaj, by indirectly pointing that you have a son at an advanced age. Like that, he is talking. He is not directly asking. And now, um, yeah. So, in this next verse, Vasudeva Maharaj continues in text 24. It is also by good fortune that I am seeing you. Having obtained this opportunity, I feel as if I have taken birth again. Even though one is present in this world, to meet with intimate friends and dear relatives in this material world is extremely difficult. In purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, Vasudeva Maharaj had been imprisoned by Kamsa and therefore, although present in Mathura, he was unable to see Nanda Maharaj for many years. Therefore, when they met again, Vasudeva Maharaj considered this meeting to be another birth. Hmm? Srila Prabhupada writes, why new birth? Krishna, see, we all understand that Krishna, Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, Krishna was sent incognito to the bed of Mother Yashoda. And after very pompously celebrating his birth ceremony, Nanda Maharaj went to Mathura. After Krishna's birth ceremony was celebrated and Nandotsav was celebrated, Nanda Maharaj comes to Mathura. So Vasudeva Maharaj was very pleased and said, this is like new birth for me. Why? Because he never expected that Krishna would live because of all the other sons were killed by Kamsa. Srila Prabhupada writes the meaning of why Vasudeva Maharaj is saying that it is like new birth for me, because Vasudeva Maharaj didn't have confidence that Krishna would be safe. Of course, he wanted Krishna to be safe, but Srila Prabhupada writes that he is relieved that Krishna is still safe. And I was hearing a class of my spiritual master. He also says that why new birth again? How we can apply this to our devotional life is how we should value the association of devotees. My spiritual master says that we have evolved into this human form after 8,400,000 species. And even after coming to this human form, by supreme mercy of the spiritual master and the acharyas, we have come into devotional life. And after coming to devotional life, to be in the association of devotees and exchange Krishna Katha, chant the holy names, serve is extremely rare. It is like new birth for us. This entire devotional activity that we are doing in the association of devotees is very rare for us to even perform, to even fathom. So my Guru Maharaj says that this is like new birth for us. The first time initiation and the second initiation that we get by the mercy of the spiritual master is like new birth for us. So we should time and again remind ourselves that This is a very extreme rare situation, so we should value the gift and the association of devotees that has been given to us in our lives, and forget all the other things that our mind always give excuses, and we should always try to value and appreciate the gift and the association of devotees in our life. So this is like new birth for us. And another point my spiritual master says that Vasudev Maharaj had every opportunity to feel envious of Nanda Maharaj. Why? Because Vasudev Maharaj, we all know what all difficulties he and Devaki went through Kamsa. They had to lose their 6 children as soon as they were born. Imagine, uh, even in this material world, for us, we take so much care of our children, isn't it? Even they may be grown, but still we feel we want to take care of them. But imagine Vasudev Maharaj and Devaki giving birth to young babies, and they are being killed right in front of you. And after going through so much, and Balaram is transferred to Rohini Devi, and then Krishna is born, and Krishna is taken from Mathura to Vrindavan. And Vasudev Maharaj meets Nanda Maharaj, and Nanda Maharaj is so happy and jubilant, and Vasudev Maharaj is so morose. My Guru Maharaj says Vasudev Maharaj had every opportunity to feel envious or feel jealous of Nanda Maharaj, that he couldn't be the father that he had to, but he wasn't. He wasn't. He is feeling grateful to meet Nanda Maharaj. In this verse, my Guru Maharaj says he is feeling so happy to meet Nanda Maharaj. That is why he is saying that even though one is present in this world, to meet intimate friends and dear relatives in this material world is extremely difficult. Vasudev Maharaj is feeling grateful to meet Nanda Maharaj. That we should also feel grateful to see devotees around. It's so rare to see devotees. Very rare to be in the association of devotees. So we should appreciate and value the association of devotees in our life. Just wanted to share that I heard from my spiritual master in text 25. Many planks and sticks unable to stay together are carried away by the force of river waves. Similarly, although we are intimately related with friends and family members, we are unable to stay together because of our varied past deeds and waves of time. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, Vasudeva Maharaj was lamenting because he and Nanda Maharaj could not live together. Yet how could they live together? Vasudeva Maharaj warns that all of us, even if intimately related, are carried away by the waves of time according to the results of our past karma. And Srila Prabhupada writes some interesting notes in Krishna book with regard to this purport. The purport of this expression by Vasudeva Maharaj is this, Prabhupada writes. Although he had 8 sons born in the womb of Devaki, unfortunately they were all gone. He could not keep this one son, Krishna, with him. Vasudeva was feeling his separation, but he could not express the real fact. See Vasudeva Maharaj's predicament situation. Please tell me about the welfare of Vrindavan, he said. Vasudeva Maharaj is asking. That is the next verse. But Vasudeva Maharaj, he could not express that Krishna was born to Devaki and he was transferred to Mathura. And he is just indirectly expressing his sorrow to Nanda Maharaj. And he is telling the true fact that is applicable for all of us. That Srila Prabhupada writes that even if we are intimately related, we are carried away by the waves of time according to the results of our past karma. Time kills everything in our life. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, time I am. Right? The energy of time, the wheel of time of Krishna just makes life go very fast for us. and time runs out for us. So we should be very cautious about our time in our devotional journey. That is why in Srimad Bhagavatam it says, Ayur Harati Vaipumsam, that at every rising and setting of the sun, we are one day closer to death. But if we are striving to be Krishna conscious, then we are um, protected by Krishna. In text 26, my dear friend Nanda Maharaj, in the place where you are living with your friends in the forest favorable for the animals, the cows, I hope there is no disease or inconvenience. The place must be full of water, grass, and other plants. You see how Vasudeva Maharaj is indirectly trying to inquire about Krishna and Balaram. He doesn't want to directly inquire. For Prabhupada writes in the purport that for human happiness one must care for animals, especially the cows. Vasudeva Maharaj therefore inquired whether there was good arrangement for animals where Nanda Maharaj lived. For the proper pursuit of human happiness, there must be arrangements for protection of cows. This means that there must be forest and adequate pasturing grounds for full of grass and water. Prabhupada writes, if animals are happy, there will be ample supply of milk from which human beings will benefit by deriving many milk products with which to live happily. That is why Rishi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Srila Prabhupada quotes from Bhagavad Gita. Without giving proper facilities to animals, how can human society be happy? That people are raising cattle to send to slaughterhouses is a great sin. By this demoniac enterprise, people are ruining their chance for truly human life because they are not giving any importance to instructions of Krishna. The advancement of their so-called civilization resembles the crazy efforts of a man in a lunatic asylum. Srila Prabhupada writes the hard reality of the world that we are living in today. Because cows are not being taken care, all the resultant effects that we are seeing in our life, all the calamities, all the pandemics, and all the kleshas, the three kleshas that we are seeing around us, miseries caused by natural disturbances, miseries caused by our own mind and body, all the problems that we are facing is because we are not following the instructions of Krishna, especially keeping the cows happy. And in Krishna book, Srila Prabhupada gives more insights to this. See, when Vasudeva Maharaj is inquiring about the animals, are they happy? Are they getting sufficient grass or water? Srila Prabhupada writes, this inquiry was made by Vasudeva because he was very anxious about Krishna's safety. He knew that Kamsa and his followers were trying to kill Krishna by sending various kinds of demons. They had already resolved that all children born within 10 days of the birthday of Krishna should be killed. Right? We all heard that Kamsa wanted to kill all the young children who are born within 10 days of the birthday of Krishna. Because Vasudeva Maharaj was so anxious about Krishna, he inquired about the safety of his residents. You see how Srila Prabhupada is just fluffing out all the mysteries of Vasudeva Maharaj's heart. Srila Prabhupada is giving us the insights of Vasudeva Maharaj's heart from this verse. So amazing. In text 27, my son Baladev being raised by you and your wife Yashoda Devi considers you his father and mother. Vasudeva Maharaj is saying, is he living very peacefully in your home with his real mother Rohini? Srila Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, Vasudeva Maharaj also reminded Nanda Maharaj that Balramji also did not know his real father. He knows only you as his father. And now you have another child, Krishna. And I think you are taking very nice care of both of them. Vasudeva Maharaj is inquiring because he can directly inquire about Balramji because Balramji was born to Rohini Devi. And Rohini Devi was wife of Vasudeva Maharaj. So he is directly inquiring that, but Balramji considers only you as father and Yashoda Maya as mother. I was hearing a class of my spiritual master. He was saying, Balramji, when he was very small, he was extremely grave. We don't see children being very grave, right? They're very naughty, very happy, and if you crack them jokes, they will crack them some funny jokes, they will laugh. But Balramji was extremely grave when he was very small. But the only time he used to be happy was when he used to be on the lap of Mother Yashoda, who was carrying Krishna in her womb. So Balramji was always happy when he was with Yashoda Maiya because Krishna was always around Yashoda Maiya. This I heard from my spiritual master. So we can hear that Bhakti Maharaj also telling the same thing. In text 28, that when one's friends and relatives are properly situated, one's religion, economic development, and sense gratification, as described in the Vedic literatures, are beneficial. Otherwise, if one's friends and relatives are in distress, these three cannot offer any happiness. Srila Prabhupada writes, Vasudeva Maharaj regretfully informed Nanda Maharaj that although he had his wife and children, he could not properly discharge his duty of maintaining them and was therefore unhappy. Vasudeva Maharaj is expressing his unhappiness that even though he is able to do and maintain his family, he is not able to because he has no more children with him, staying with him. Srila Prabhupada writes in Krishna book that one should see to the peace and comfort of his fellow men and the animals. The development of religious principles, economic development, and sense gratification can then be achieved without difficulty. Vasudeva Maharaj expressed his sorrow due to not being able to give protection to his own sons born of Devaki. He was thinking that religious principles, economic development, and satisfaction of his senses were therefore all lost. He was not able to do anything. He was not able to do his duty properly, Vasudeva Maharaj. Now, in text 29, Nanda Maharaj is going to speak. Nanda Maharaj is saying, Alas, King Kamsa killed so many of your children, born of Devaki, and your one daughter, the youngest child of all, entered the heavenly planets. Now, Vasudeva Maharaj's doubts are going to be cleared by this statement of Nanda Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, when Vasudeva understood from Nanda Maharaj that the mystery of Krishna's birth and his having been exchanged with Yashoda's daughter was yet undisclosed, he was happy that things are going nicely because he inquired everything indirectly and he understood from Nanda Maharaj that everything is okay. By saying that Vasudeva's daughter, his youngest child, had gone to the heavenly planets, Nanda Maharaj indicated that he did not know that this daughter was born to Yashoda Maiya, and that Vasudeva had exchanged her with Krishna. Thus, the doubts of Vasudeva Maharaj were dispelled. Srila Prabhupada quotes us that Vasudeva Maharaj's doubts were all cleared by Nanda Maharaj's statement. And now Nanda Maharaj very compassionately calms Vasudeva Maharaj in text 30. Every man is certainly controlled by destiny, which determines the results of one's fruitive activities. In other words, one has a son or a daughter because of unseen destiny, and whether the son or daughter is no longer present, this is also due to unseen destiny. Destiny is the ultimate controller of everyone. One who knows this is never bewildered. Srila Prabhupada writes, Nanda Maharaj consoled his younger brother, Vasudeva Maharaj, by saying that destiny is ultimately responsible for everything. Vasudeva should not be unhappy that his many children had been killed by Kamsa or that the last child, the daughter, had gone to the heavenly planets. According to Nanda Maharaj at that state, that he is consoling. That you should not be bewildered by such a situation. And in text 31, yeah, Vasudeva Maharaj said, finally, they are bidding farewell to each other. Vasudeva Maharaj said to Nanda Maharaj, now my dear brother, since you have paid the annual taxes to Kamsa and have also seen me, do not stay in this place for many days. It is better to return to Gokul since I know that there may be some disturbances there. Vasudeva Maharaj is foreseeing the future and also he understands that Kamsa will try to create the disturbances. So he's saying, do not stay here for a long time. You better go to Braj again so that you can offer some protection to Krishna. So Srila Sukadeva Goswami ends by saying, after Vasudeva Maharaj advised Nanda Maharaj in this way, Nanda Maharaj and his associates The cowherdmen took permission from Vasudeva Maharaj and yoked their bulls to the bullock carts and started riding for Gokul. So Nanda Maharaj starts going back to Gokul. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports to the 10th canto, 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much,
I
Vijay.
am offering my respectful obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnava devotees. Whatever we spoke, whatever we discussed are directly from Srila Prabhupada's purports and what we have heard from our spiritual master. Nothing belongs to me. And thank you so much for this opportunity to study Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, special thanks to His Grace Sundarandas Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Vijay. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna,
so much,
Prabhuji. Thank
Prabhuji,
you.
for wonderful class.